Hello friends, welcome to EduTap. So there is a good news that RBI cutoffs for 2019 has been released. That is the exam for which results were announced recently. Now they have also come up with the cutoff marks, right? And I am going to tell you about the cutoff marks for 2019, and we are also going to compare it with the marks in 2018. So if you see the cutoff for 2019, right, before interview for journal category it is 193.25, and after interview, that is including the interview marks, it is 238.25, right? And similarly, if you see 2018, in 2018 the cutoff was 201.25 before the interview. That is, you need to get 201.25 in 2018 exam to appear for the interview, and after the interview process was over, the overall final cutoff was 248.50, right? So this is 193.25 is out of 300 marks, and this is out of 350 marks because the interview is of 50 marks, right? Now I want to help you make two deductions here, right? The first one is, guys, that the cutoff has decreased, right? Last year, that is for 2018, it is 248.50, and this year it is 238.50. So that's almost a reduction of minus 10. The reason is that this year the paper was little tough. Even the FM paper, there were a lot of paragraph based questions which were little tedious to do as compared to last year. I would not say that in 2019 the paper was really very tough, but it was tough compared to 2018, right? And maybe we are not sure about the English marking as of yet because we have not got the individual marks from our students, but they will come soon. We will come to know about the English marking also, right? Maybe if English marking is strict this year, that can also be the reason for reduction in cutoff by 10 points. But the paper was also little tougher. It might be due to that also. Now another point that you need to understand is that if you see both the years, right, 2019 and 2018, the difference between, right, the difference between these marks and these marks is almost 45, right? Both in 2019 and 2018, the difference between your cutoff marks for interview and cutoff marks for final selection is almost 45. So people who would have got 193.25, right, and would have appeared for interview, they stand very less chance to clear the exam, to get selected, because then they need to score 45 in an interview, right? Which is not impossible, but very less. There is very less probability of that. So that's the point we have been making again and again. The point is that just getting an interview call is not enough. You need to clear this cutoff, this cutoff which is for appearing for an interview, right, which is a cutoff for phase 2, by at least 20 marks more. So people who would have got maybe 213 here, 0.25, that is in phase 2, would have got better chance to get selected, right? Because on an average you at least score 25 in an interview, so they have a better chance to get selected, right, to reach this cutoff of 238.25. But yes, even people with scores of between 200 and 210 might have cleared if they would have got good marks in an interview. And similar is the pattern here. You can see almost the difference between cutoff for phase 2 and cutoff for final selection is 45, and it's very difficult to score 45 marks in interview. So you should prepare in such a way that you are able to clear the phase 2 cutoff by at least a margin of 20 to 25 marks. That will really increase your chances of getting selected, right? So this is the small analysis I wanted to make. First is that the cutoff has decreased and what could be the reason for that. Another one is that I just told you that the difference between cutoff for phase 2 and final selection is always, if this is just a 2-year comparison, even if I go for a comparison for last 4-5 years, it's always around 40 to 45, and it is really impossible to score so much marks in the final stage, that is in an interview. So that's it. If you have any question, you can ask it, right? Uh, Guys, I think the questions you are asking are related to something for eligibility and all that we can take up in a separate session, right? So just wanted to tell you these 2 points. There is no sectional cutoff. There is no sectional cutoff. There is no sectional cutoff in RBI grade B in phase 2, right? So you can score maybe 20 marks in one paper and 100 in another. That depends upon you. There is no sectional cutoff. Where guys, is my voice audible now? Is it audible? I think it's audible now. Fine. So I'll quickly repeat the whole thing. Don't worry. Don't worry. Right. So what I was saying, guys. So listen to me. Right. Somebody was asking about sectional cutoff. There is no sectional cutoff in RBI Grade B. Right. It's all about scoring in overall marks. Even if you score 10 in one paper or 10 in interview, that is not going to stop your selection. What you need to get is overall you need to get the cutoff marks, that is 238.25 this year. There is a reduction of 10 marks as compared to the cutoff previous year. That is, previous year the cutoff was 248.50. The reasons for reduction can be basically the toughness of the paper was little tougher this year, or maybe the strict marking in English, which we are not aware of. The marks for English for individual people we will get to know later. Right. Another point I repeat what I made was that every year the difference between cutoff for your phase 2 and your final selection is 45. Right. So this is almost, if you see in 2019 and 2018, the difference between the cutoff for phase 2 and the final cutoff for getting selected is 45. So if you are just aiming this 193.25 marks or somewhere around that, it might not be more enough, because then you would have to score 45 or 45 plus in an interview, which is a really Herculean task. So when you prepare, you should manage your preparation in such a way that you are able to score at least 25 plus more marks than the cutoff for phase 2. Right? Then you will have a better chance, because if you score 25 plus more here, it would be somewhere around 215, and then to reach 238 you just need around 25 marks, right, which you can get in an interview unless you really screw it up. Right? So that's it, guys. I'll close this session. Regarding RBI upcoming notification, I think the same answer I would give, that the old process is over, so that increases the probability of notification for new vacancies. Right? Though there is no confirmation, we don't have any official information that vacancies are coming or not, but just from a logical point of view, I would say that since the old process is over, selections are over, the cutoffs are now declared, right? So now they would obviously be getting ready for selections or vacancies for the next year. Fine, guys. So I'll close this session. Have a nice day. Bye bye.